Hello again and welcome to DanWhiteBooks, the book review channel where we add insights into the worlds of literature for both those who do read and those who don't. Today's work is a book that was released earlier in the 21st century and tells a tale of hope, love and identity in a world more ahead than our own, yet still somewhat far behind. Today I review Never Let Me Go by Kazuo Ishiguro. Never Let Me Go was first published in 2005 and later went on to win the Nobel Prize in Literature. As the book has been out for some time, I am going to detail certain areas of the plot, so there will be minor spoilers in this review. That's your fair warning. If you do enjoy this review and feel you'd like to purchase this book, I am a part of the Amazon Affiliates program and there will be a link in my video description. I'd also recommend you to check out my review of Clara and the Sun if you like the themes in this book, as they are both written by the same author, Kazuo Ishiguro. There will be a link at the end of this video that can take you on to that review. Now let's jump in. If you've never heard of this author, then I would implore you to certainly look into his works, particularly if you're a fan of science fiction, especially in the subtle kind of way. In trademark style, Never Let Me Go offers you a world not wholly defined by the author, but one still just as intriguing. The book takes place in the 1990s in the United Kingdom, albeit an alternative time period to the one you may know. This is a world where advancements in biological and medical sciences are far beyond that of our own, to a point where it is actually possible to clone another human. There are three main characters in this tale, the main protagonist being called Kathy H. The other two main characters are Kathy's friends from school, known as Ruth and Tommy. During the initial pages, Kathy recites her time growing up in a school called Halisham and of the strange practices that took place there. These practices are not perverse or unsettling, but rather intriguing. Students of Halisham are incentivized to create art, the best of which will be put on display in what is described as a gallery, although this is never directly mentioned by any of the teachers. I say the word teachers, however, to the students, senior figures are known as guardians. This book is quite the mystery when you start reading. You see Kathy and her friends grow up in this school called Halisham and hear of their ever-constant questions about what is happening around them. From a young age, they are taught about donations and on how it is essential that they give back to the world. The best artwork they create is taken away by a senior figure called Madame, and the children are then rewarded with tokens which they can spend at the school. There are many question marks that are left open. You don't exactly know why it is the school is collecting art, although you hear the theories of the younger students. You live with them and their confusion, as many secrets and truths are hidden away. The first third of this book is quite brilliant and tells a mighty adventure of three children looking for meaning and exploring mystery in a very strange world. They later leave Halisham together and move into a place known as the cottages, where they all stay until they become carers and later donors. It is revealed that the students of Halisham are actually clones and as such must fulfill their duty of becoming first carers for other clones and later donors for humans who aren't clones. But even with that information, you're still left wondering about their former school Halisham. Why was their art collected and displayed in a so-called gallery? Well, unfortunately, I'm not going to ruin that part of the story, so do read this book and come back here, as the latter may make more sense to you. Ishiguro has a fantastic way of creating mysterious worlds where not everything is made clear. Descriptive detail is never really on anything you don't know. By that I mean that the futuristic and science fiction elements are often left to your own interpretation. He creates a reality very much like our own, but in a society where certain morals are very different, and this is always expertly done, at least in the books that I've read by him. Much like the moral failings in our own past, the people living in these worlds, they don't see it. They don't have the perspective a true outsider would have. I'm sure we can all agree that slavery was a very bad and inhumane practice, but to the mass amount of people who saw it, it was accepted. Ishiguro creates a world here where clones, despite showing every characteristic of a human being, are not treated like one. They are bred to give from start to finish and for the benefit of those who, remember, were never selected but are in need. None of us choose to be born, no form of life does, yet those who are bred are considered less real than those who are not. And towards the end of this book, some very deep and troubling questions emerge. Is life not life? Does a conscious being that exists deserve life any more or less than another conscious being? The reality in Ishiguro's world is that despite people knowing there is an injustice, they turn their head away. When it boils down to it, the people care about only for themselves and their loved ones and are happy in this world for clones to be utilised, no matter how human they appear, so that they and their closest can survive and thrive. This book is certainly a page-turner, and for the questions it raises and the thoughts it leaves nested in your mind, it is somewhat exceptional. However, the middle of this work was a bit more hard-going and did slow down quite a lot. It felt very lacking compared to the beginning and the end. The excitement and mystery weans away before later being recaptured. The ending, particularly if you allow yourself to think on it, will no doubt stay with you for some time. It asks some difficult questions and leaves them right on your lap for further exploration. I would certainly encourage a reader to give thought to this book's message because it is very profound and insightful. Unfortunately, as great as those questions were, I found the middle a little tedious and it didn't engage with me quite in the way I would have liked. So with all things considered, I would rate this book an 89 out of 100. Now, let's finish on a question ourselves. In the style of this work, I ask you this. Would you turn a blind eye if a tablet came into your palm under some very questionable practices? Would you take it if it meant pleasure or indeed a better quality of living, perhaps a cure for the worst of modern diseases? In other words, would you exploit others for your own gain, if only you never saw the true result of your actions? You have what you need most, while elsewhere someone or something loses what they have. I think in this world, right now, we do this too often and do turn a blind eye so that we can live in certain comfort and luxury. Perhaps you think differently. But how far would we really go? How far would you go if it was the life of someone you cared for? And should society itself go just as far? I leave you with those questions and I thank you very much for watching this book review. I hope to see you here again soon. Bye-bye.